Hello dear. You're welcome to this channel. Here, we talk about history, myths, and anything of a legendary legacy. So, today, we'll be talking about the fall of a great city. A city that in its glorious days, enjoyed civilization. In the heart of the world, where the rivers meet and the stars seem close enough to touch. A city once shone brighter than all others. Babylon. The golden jewel of empires. The city that touched the sky. But no light burns forever. Even the sun must set. And as the world turned, the gods themselves grew silent. There was peace, once. Under King Nabonidus, Babylon was radiant, its temples alive with song, its markets bursting with color. Priests carried incense through the streets, children chased the shadows of kites. And every stone of the Ishtar gate whispered of glory. But even peace can be brittle. And beneath the surface, unease stirred. The old gods were restless. The priests murmured that Marduk, Babylon's divine protector, had turned his face away. For the king, they said, had forgotten him. And wandered into the desert in search of other gods. In his absence, Belshazzar, the proud prince, ruled. He threw feasts of gold while the empire trembled. Wine flowed, harps played, and at the edge of his laughter, the Persians gathered. That year, the sky grew strange. The moon dimmed red, and the stars seemed to shift. The prophets spoke of omens. Of rivers that would run dry, and gates that would open not by force, but by fate. And yet, within the palace, the music never stopped. Belshazzar feasted beneath torchlight. His hands steady, his eyes gleaming with the arrogance of kings who believe the walls will stand forever. That night, it is said, he lifted a sacred cup. One taken long ago from the temple of Jerusalem. And filled it with wine. He drank, and laughed. And in that moment, the room froze. A single hand appeared, glowing like fire. And wrote upon the wall. Mean, Tekel, a parson. The words that doomed a king. You have been weighed and found wanting. While the prince trembled, another king moved in silence. Cyrus of Persia, the tactician, the liberator, the storm. He did not shout. He did not siege. He waited, and watched the river that fed Babylon. The lifeblood that flowed through her gates. In the dead of night, the Persians dug new channels. Diverting the Euphrates. Until the water sank low enough for men to walk upon its bed. Through the river's gate, they entered. Quiet as ghosts, guided by the moon. By dawn, the soldiers of Cyrus stood inside the city walls. The streets were silent. No trumpet. No cry. Only the sound of sandals on stone. When Belshazzar awoke, it was already over. The empire that touched the heavens had fallen, without a single scream. They say that when Babylon fell, the sky itself went silent. As if the gods refused to speak her name again. The idols were carried away. The temples looted. The ziggurat that once touched the stars now stood hollow. Its fire extinguished, its prayers unanswered. And the people? They whispered in disbelief. How could a city so mighty fall in a single night? How could the heart of the world stop beating so suddenly? But history is not made of strength. It is made of time. And time devours all things, even stone and glory. After centuries passed. After the Persians came and went. The Greeks walked among her ruins. The Romans told her story like a legend whispered across the fire. And in the holy books of prophets and poets, Babylon became more than a city. She became a symbol of arrogance, of beauty, of divine retribution. A mirror held up to mankind. The world remembered her not as she lived, but as she fell. For in every empire's rise lies the seed of its undoing. And in every fall, a lesson written in dust. I have watched empires rise and crumble. I have seen kings build towers to touch the heavens. And watched the wind erase their names. Babylon was no different. She reached higher than any before her. And for that, she was loved and broken. But even now, beneath the sands, the heartbeat of her dreams still echoes. Because no civilization truly dies. It becomes the dust that nourishes the next. So when the sky went silent, Babylon did not vanish. She simply began to whisper. In the language of memory. Thank you for watching. And please, do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you in our next video.